Oh, yes. Now, I was looking at this protocol additional to the Geneva Convention of the 12th of August of 1949. Yes. And relating to the protection of victims of non-international armed conflicts. Yes. Non-international means that it's a domestic war. Oh. Now, they have what's known as persons whose liberty has been restricted, and then penal prosecutions. Yes, for some reason, my phone just went off. Just a moment. Yeah. Now, this liberty that you don't seem to really think that you have to enforce life, liberty, and property, that whole concept of due process. Yeah. You'd say, well, we're not in any sort of armed conflict. That Geneva Convention doesn't really apply. Poach. But my thought it is because, there's more than just bullets involved. I mean, there's electricity when you decide to leak my ass and electrocute my body. Pooch. When you think of weapons, yes, how many different ways can we rip the brains out of somebody using technology? Pow, pow. Now, for the last, 7 years, I've been documenting these different technologies that you were using because you had to be on the population. Yes. And my thought was, well, they're actually just weapons. I mean, every time you leak my ass, every time you torture me, every time you sew into me, it happens to be that you're actually committing international war crimes. Oh. Now, I'm trying to find that one screen print. Yes, civilian population, Article 13. Yes, I happen to be in the civilian population, and this might be in that piece of literature. It might be in a different one. Yes, the civilian population and individual civilians shall enjoy general protection against the dangers, yes, arising from a police military organization that just has to sow in poach. To give effect for this protection, the following rules shall be observed in all circumstances. Now, as a citizen and a civilian, I am owed the protections of the United States of America. I should not have to send emails or make videos. I can just inform you that my civil rights are being violated, and you thought, no, we're going to cover this up and we're going to arrest him for a crime on December 31st of 2015 when I wasn't in Sequim, Washington. Yes. And then we're going to make him have mental health evaluations. Yes. And then we're going to disappear the individual, the civilian, to a mental institution. Yes. Where we're going to involuntarily administer psychotropic medication. Now, I would say, as a civilian of the United States, I am owed the protections of the United States government. The civilian population as such, as well as individual civilians, shall not be the object of attack. You should not target me with cyber terrorism. Yes. You shouldn't intentionally try to rip my guts out or cough me all night. Pooch. In fact, they talk about certain mazing, where you use a type of gas so as to lizard the individual, so I'm burping up lizard all night long. Now, civilians shall enjoy the protection afforded by this part, unless enforced such time as they take part in the hostilities. I've never participated in the hostilities. I never have. What I've done is I've told you what the law says, and you refuse to enforce it. Pooh. Now, to make, this is interesting. There's this document, yes, and in it says, as the accused not be compelled to testify or confess guilt, but on letter H, to make an unsworn oral or written statement in his or her defense, and to not look at somebody's messing with my phone again, not to have imposed on the reversal of burden of proof or any onus of rebuttal. Now, I'll look at that document next, but you would have thought after 10,000 videos that my unsworn statement that I did not commit any crime in Brennan, Washington. You see, under oath, as a civilian, could I use this video in an international court of law where I would say that the police department intentionally did not tell the judiciary of Justice County? Now, I know there's a Department of Justice. They're getting tried in the International Court of Law. Pooch. Every one of those that works in the federal government that does know that I was not there, all those email addresses that I emailed on June 16th of 2017, P. Budnick 21, yes, that said, no, we're going to disappear the citizen, the civilian's going to go away, and we're not going to enforce the protections of the Geneva Convention. Pow!